Kobe Bryant woke up at 4 a.m. every single day, not because he loved mornings, but because he knew something most people refuse to accept. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs got fired from Apple. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. But they all had one thing in common. One invisible force that turned ordinary people into legends. Discipline. Not talent, not luck, not connections. The brutal truth. Talent without discipline is just wasted potential. And discipline without talent can still create miracles. Here's what nobody tells you. The difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves isn't intelligence. It's not opportunity either. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. But the truth behind this will shock you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 3 things. First, why discipline beats motivation every single time. Second, the exact system successful people use to build unbreakable habits. And third, the hidden reason most people fail at discipline within 72 hours. This isn't theory. This is the real blueprint used by champions, billionaires, and world changers. And if you've ever started strong but quit after a week, this will completely change how you see yourself. The person who masters discipline doesn't just win once. They win forever. Let me show you exactly how this happened. Right now, millions of people are setting goals, losing weight, building a business, learning a skill, getting stronger. But 92% will quit before they see results. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack talent. They fail because they rely on motivation. And motivation is a liar. Think about it. How many times have you felt pumped up after watching a video? You promise yourself tomorrow will be different. You'll wake up early, you'll hit the gym, you'll work on your dreams. But then tomorrow comes, the alarm rings, and suddenly that fire is gone. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Motivation is just an emotion, and emotions change faster than the weather. Discipline is different. Discipline is a system. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It just shows up every single day. Now, here's the surprising part. The biggest mistake people make isn't lack of discipline. It's how they think about discipline. Most people see discipline as punishment, as restriction, as suffering. They think disciplined people are robots. No fun, no freedom, just grinding all day. But that's backwards. Will Smith said something powerful. He said discipline equals freedom. At first, that sounds crazy. How can rules create freedom? But think deeper. When you're disciplined with money, you're free from debt stress. When you're disciplined with health, you're free from disease. When you're disciplined with time, you're free to do what matters. Undisciplined people are slaves to their cravings, their moods, their impulses. Disciplined people are the only ones truly free. Here's another thing. Most people think you need massive willpower to be disciplined. They think some people are just born with it. Wrong. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about systems. It's about removing decisions, making the right thing automatic. And that changes everything. Now here's where things get really interesting. Let me tell you about the 2-minute rule. This one concept has built more empires than any other productivity hack. Here's how it works. Any habit you want to build, scale it down to 2 minutes. Want to read more books? Don't aim for 1 hour. Just read 1 page. Want to exercise? Don't plan a full workout. Just put on your gym shoes. Sounds too simple, right? That's the point. James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits, discovered something fascinating. The hardest part of any task isn't doing it, it's starting it. Your brain resists big commitments, but it can't argue with 2 minutes. So you trick it. You tell yourself you'll just do 2 minutes. And here's the magic. Once you start, you usually keep going. You open the book for 1 page and read 10. You put on gym shoes and end up working out. You write 1 sentence and complete a whole paragraph. The barrier isn't the work, it's the starting. But there's more. This reveals something deeper about discipline. Discipline isn't about big heroic acts. It's about tiny, consistent actions. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation for that. You don't watch a motivational video before brushing. You just do it. Why? Because It's automatic. It's part of your identity. That's the secret. Real discipline happens when actions become identity. Kobe Bryant didn't force himself to practice. He was someone who practices. It's who he was, not what he did. Here's a test. When you think about yourself, what words do you use? Do you say, I'm trying to get fit, or I'm an athlete? Do you say, I want to be successful, or I'm someone who does the work? Identity drives behavior, not the other way around. Now let me show you something practical. There are 3 types of discipline. Most people only focus on one. First, there's physical discipline. Waking up early, working out, eating right. This is visible. Everyone sees this. Second, there's mental discipline. Controlling your thoughts, staying focused, not getting distracted. This is harder. Most people struggle here. Third, there's emotional discipline. Not reacting to everything, staying calm under pressure, choosing your response. This is the rarest and the most powerful. Master all 3 and you become unstoppable. But here's what most people miss. You can't build discipline through punishment. You build it through reward. Your brain needs to associate discipline with pleasure, not pain. So when you do the hard things, celebrate, even tiny wins. Finish that workout. Acknowledge it, woke up on time. Feel proud. This rewires your brain. Discipline becomes enjoyable, not torture. David Goggins talks about this differently. He calls it callousing your mind. Every time you do something hard, you build mental calluses. Like physical calluses protect your hands, mental ones protect you from quitting. The more you push through discomfort, the stronger you become. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. There's a study from University College London. They wanted to know how long it takes to form a habit. Everyone says 21 days. That number is everywhere. But it's completely wrong. The real answer, 66 days on average. Some habits took 18 days, others took 254 days. But here's the critical finding. Missing one day didn't destroy the habit. As long as you got back on track, your progress stayed. This changes everything because most people quit after one missed day. They think they failed. They think they broke the chain. So they give up completely. But the research shows missing one day doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. Do you quit? Or do you restart? Champions restart. Quitters quit. Now let me show you the discipline equation. This is something most people never understand. Discipline equals clarity minus friction. Let me break that down. Clarity means knowing exactly what to do. No confusion, no decisions. Friction means obstacles between you and the action. So if you want more discipline, increase clarity and decrease friction. Example, you want to work out in the morning. Clarity means having a written workout plan. Friction means gym clothes in the closet. Solution, write the workout the night before. Put gym clothes next to your bed. When you wake up, 0 decisions, 0 obstacles, just action. The best athletes don't rely on willpower. They design their environment. Muhammad Ali used to sleep in his gym clothes. When he woke up, he was already dressed to train. No friction. Here's another layer. Most people try to build multiple habits at once. New Year's resolutions are the perfect example. January 1st, people decide to work out, eat healthy, wake up early, read books, learn a language, and start a business. By February 1st, they've quit everything. Why decision fatigue? Willpower depletion. Trying to change too much too fast. The smarter approach, one habit at a time, master it. Make it automatic, then add the next one. This is called habit stacking. You attach a new habit to an existing one. After I pour my coffee, I will do 10 push-ups. After I brush my teeth, I will read 1 page. After I sit at my desk, I will write for 10 minutes. We're using existing routines as triggers. This removes the need for willpower. Now here's something most motivational speakers won't tell you. Discipline has an enemy, a silent killer. Decision fatigue. Every decision you make drains your mental energy. What to wear, what to eat, what to watch, what to do next. By evening, you have nothing left. That's why most people fail at night. They ate well all day. Then at 10 p.m., they binge. Not because they lack discipline, because they're mentally exhausted. The solution, reduce decisions, automate everything possible. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day. Not because he was weird, because he refused to waste decision energy on clothes. Mark Zuckerberg does the same thing. Barack Obama too. They save their mental energy for what matters. Strategic decisions, creative thinking, problem solving. You should do the same. Plan your meals. Choose your clothes the night before. Create a morning routine that requires zero thinking. This is how you preserve willpower for when you really need it. But there's one more thing. And this is the part that separates good from great. Discipline isn't just about doing things. It's also about not doing things. Warren Buffett says his success comes from saying no, not saying yes. He gets hundreds of opportunities. He rejects almost all of them. Why? Because focus beats quantity every single time. When you say yes to everything, you commit to nothing. Your energy spreads thin. Your impact becomes weak. Disciplined people protect their time. They say no to good opportunities because they're saving space for great ones. This is hard because saying no feels like losing, but it's actually winning. Every no to distraction is a yes to your dreams. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. It's not something you have, it's something you practice, like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But here's the twist. Most people practice discipline the wrong way. They go too hard too fast. They burn out. Then they quit. Think about someone starting at the gym. First day, they work out for 2 hours, push themselves to exhaustion, can't walk the next day, never come back. That's not discipline. That's self-sabotage. Real discipline starts small, almost embarrassingly small. Want to meditate? Start with 1 minute, not 10, not 31. Want to write a book? Write 50 words a day, not 2,000, just 50. Want to build a business? Work on it for 15 minutes before your day job, not 3 hours, just 15. This sounds weak, but it's actually genius because the goal isn't the action. The goal is the identity shift. You're proving to yourself you're someone who does this. Every day you show up, even for 1 minute, you're voting for your new identity. Imagine an election inside your brain. Every action is a vote. Do you want to be disciplined? Then vote for that person every single day. Miss a day, that's 1 vote against. But get back tomorrow and you're back in the lead. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be consistent. Now here's where this gets really powerful. There's something called the compound effect. Small actions don't feel like they matter. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 healthy meal. But these small actions compound. They multiply over time. If you improve by just 1% every day, in 1 year, you're 37 times better, not 365%, not even 10 times. 37 times, that's exponential growth. And it only requires tiny daily improvements. But the opposite is also true. If you get 1% worse every day, by year end, you're almost at 0. This is why discipline matters more than intensity. Because intensity fades, consistency compounds. Here's the proof. Take 2 people. Person A works out intensely once a week, 3 hours, completely exhausted. Person B works out 20 minutes every day, not intense, just consistent. In 1 month, person A worked out 12 hours total. Person B worked out 10 hours. Pretty similar, right? But 6 months later, person A probably quit. Too intense, not sustainable. Person B is still going. That's 60 hours of workouts. 1 year later, person B has 120 hours. Person A has maybe 40 if they're lucky. Same starting point, completely different outcome. This is the discipline advantage. It's not about being superhuman. It's about being consistent. Now let me tell you about the valley of disappointment. This is where most people quit, and understanding it will save your life. When you start a new habit, you expect linear progress. You work hard, you see results, simple. But real progress doesn't work that way. Real progress looks like a hockey stick. In the beginning, you work hard and see almost nothing. No results, no change, no progress. This is the valley, and it's brutal. You wake up early for 2 weeks, still tired. You eat healthy for a month, still overweight. You work on your business for 3 months, still broke. Most people quit here. They think it's not working. They think they're wasting time, but they're wrong. The progress is happening, underground, invisible, Think about bamboo. When you plant bamboo, you water it every day. Nothing happens. 1 year passes, nothing. 2 years, still nothing. 3 years, 4 years, nothing visible. But in year 5, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. Did it grow 90 feet in 6 weeks? No, it spent 5 years building roots, underground, invisible, essential. Your discipline works the same way. The first weeks and months feel pointless, but you're building roots. Then one day, everything changes. Suddenly you see results. Suddenly it feels easy. Suddenly you're unstoppable. But only if you survive the valley, only if you trust the process, only if you keep watering the bamboo. Here's the final piece. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you have freedom to do what you love. When you're disciplined with your money, you have freedom from stress. When you're disciplined with your health, you have freedom to live fully. Undisciplined people think they're free, but they're slaves to their impulses, slaves to instant gratification, slaves to their worst habits. True freedom comes from discipline. That's the paradox. That's the secret. So what does all this mean for us today? Right now, you have a choice. You can keep living the way you've been living. Motivated today, quit tomorrow. Big plans, no execution. Or you can become someone different, someone who shows up, someone who does the work, someone who builds discipline. Not overnight, not through some magic trick, but through small daily actions. Here's what this means practically. Starting tomorrow, you don't need to change everything. You need to change one thing. Pick one habit, just one. The most important one for your life right now. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's working out for 15 minutes. Maybe it's reading 10 pages. Maybe it's working on your side business, just one. Make it small, make it easy, make it impossible to fail. Then do it every single day for 66 days. No matter what, miss a day, fine, do it the next day. Track it, put an X on a calendar, watch the chain grow. That chain will become sacred. You'll fight to protect it. After 66 days, that habit is automatic. It's part of who you are. Then add another one. 1 year from now, you'll have 6 new habits, 6 completely automatic behaviors that move you toward your goals. While everyone else is still looking for motivation, you'll be building your empire, one small action at a time. Now let's talk about the obstacles, because discipline sounds great, but life gets in the way. Obstacle 1 is distraction, your phone, social media, Netflix, YouTube. These are designed to steal your attention. Solution. Environmental design. Delete apps that waste time. Put your phone in another room when you work. Use website blockers. Make distraction hard. Remember the discipline equation. Decrease friction for good habits. Increase friction for bad habits. Obstacle 2 is other people. Friends who mock your goals. Family who doesn't understand. Coworkers who pull you back. Solution. Change your circle. Not everyone, but expand it. Find people who are where you want to be. Learn from them. Let their discipline inspire yours. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose wisely. Obstacle 3 is perfectionism. You miss one day and think you failed. You eat one unhealthy meal and quit your diet. You skip one workout and stop going to the gym. Solution. Progress over perfection. Discipline isn't about never failing. It's about always restarting. The difference between success and failure is getting back up one more time than you fall down. Here's something powerful. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum makes everything easier. First week is brutal. Everything requires effort. You're fighting yourself constantly. Second week is slightly easier. Third week, you start feeling different. By week 4, you're actually enjoying it. This is momentum. And once you have it, you're dangerous. Because stopping becomes harder than continuing. But you have to push through those first few weeks. That's where everyone quits. That's where you separate yourself from the crowd. Now let's talk about long-term thinking. Most people operate in days or weeks. Disciplined people think in years and decades. When you think long-term, short-term sacrifice becomes easy. Of course, you'll skip that party to work on your business because you're building something that lasts. Of course, you'll wake up early when it's cold and dark because you're competing with your future self. and your future self is counting on you. Jeff Bezos talks about regret minimization. He asks himself, when I'm 80, will I regret this decision? That's powerful, because most things that feel urgent today won't matter in 10 years. But discipline always matters. The workout you skip today, your future body will remember. The work you avoid today, your future bank account will show. The relationship you ignore today, your future self will regret. Discipline is playing the long game. While everyone else chases instant gratification, you're building something real. Here's the truth about motivation versus discipline. Motivation is like fire. It burns hot and bright, but it needs constant fuel, and it dies quickly. Discipline is like a river, steady, consistent, unstoppable. It doesn't burn bright, but it never stops flowing. Fire gets attention. Rivers create canyons. What do you want to be? A bright flame that dies out, or a steady river that shapes mountains? The answer determines your life. Now, here's something nobody talks about. Discipline makes you attractive, not physically, though that often happens too, but energetically. People are drawn to disciplined individuals. There's something magnetic about someone who has their life together, someone who does what they say, someone who shows up consistently. Leaders aren't the most talented. They're the most disciplined, and everyone wants to follow them. In relationships, in business, in friendships, discipline makes you valuable. Reliable people are rare, and rare things are precious. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about designing your life. The most disciplined people don't have more willpower. They have better systems. They've removed temptation. They've automated good choices. They've made success inevitable. Let me show you what this looks like. Someone wants to eat healthy. The undisciplined approach is relying on willpower, resisting junk food every day. The disciplined approach is never buying junk food. If it's not in your house, you can't eat it. No willpower needed. Someone wants to work on their side business. The undisciplined approach is finding time whenever they feel motivated. The disciplined approach is blocking 2 hours every morning before work. Same time, same place. No negotiation. See the difference. One relies on feeling. The other relies on structure. Structure beats willpower every single time. Now here's the final revelation. The one that ties everything together. Discipline isn't the goal. It's the vehicle. You don't want discipline for discipline's sake. You want it because it takes you somewhere, toward your dreams, toward your potential, toward the life you actually want. Every successful person you admire got there through discipline, not talent, not luck. Those help, but discipline is the foundation. Elon Musk works 80, 100 hours a week, not because he has to, because he's disciplined enough to execute his vision. Serena Williams practiced tennis until her hands bled, not because she loved pain, because she was disciplined enough to become the greatest. Michael Phelps trained 7 days a week for 5 years straight. No days off, not because he's superhuman, because discipline made him superhuman. You have the same 24 hours they have, the same potential, the same opportunity. The only difference is discipline. Here's the brutal truth. Right now, someone with less talent than you is outworking you. They're waking up earlier, training harder, learning faster. They're not smarter, not luckier, not more gifted, just more disciplined. And in 5 years, they'll be living your dream life while you're still making excuses, still waiting for motivation, still starting next Monday. Unless you change today, unless you decide that discipline is non-negotiable, unless you commit to showing up even when you don't feel like it. This is your moment. This is where you choose who you become. Let me tell you one last story. There was a king who asked his advisors to give him wisdom that would apply in any situation. Something that would work whether he was happy or sad, rich or poor, winning or losing. They came back with 4 words. This too shall pass. When times are good, remember they'll change. Stay disciplined. When times are bad, remember they'll change. Stay disciplined. Discipline is the constant. Everything else is temporary. So here's my challenge to you. Not next week, not next month, not January 1st. Today, pick one habit, make it small. Do it every day. Track it. Build your chain. In 66 days, come back and tell me how your life changed. Because it will, not dramatically, not overnight, but undeniably. Small changes compound. Tiny actions multiply. Discipline builds empires. You're not too old. You're not too busy. You're not too far behind. You're exactly where you need to be, starting right now. The question is simple. Will you start? If this opened your eyes, you're ready for what comes next. Let's recap what you've discovered today. 3 powerful truths that change everything. First, discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a system. Emotions fade. Systems last forever. Second, discipline isn't about willpower. It's about design. Reduce decisions. Remove friction. Make good choices automatic. This is how champions think. Third, small actions compound into massive results. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. 1% better every day equals 37 times better in 1 year. These aren't just ideas, they're tools. And tools only work if you use them. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, before you scroll away, commit to one small habit. Write it down, say it out loud, make it real, then hit subscribe. Because if this video helped you, the next one will transform you. We're building a community of people who choose discipline over comfort, action over excuses, growth over stagnation. When you subscribe, you're not just watching videos. You're joining a movement. You're surrounding yourself with people who are becoming better every single day. And here's the thing about community. When you're around disciplined people, you become disciplined. When you're around ambitious people, you become ambitious. Your environment shapes your identity. So choose an environment that makes discipline easier. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now. Tell me the one habit you're committing to for the next 66 days. Don't just think it. Write it. Make it public. Why? Because public commitment increases your success rate by 65%. When other people know your goal, you're more likely to follow through. Plus, when you come back in 2 months and share your progress, you'll inspire someone else. That's how this works. Your discipline creates permission for others to be disciplined too. Here's something else. If you're serious about transformation, check out the next video on your screen. It's about the 5-hour rule, the secret habit that billionaires like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett use every single day. It connects directly to discipline. Because discipline without direction is just hard work. But discipline with the right knowledge becomes unstoppable. That video will show you exactly what to focus on, what to learn, what to practice. So you're not just disciplined, you're disciplined in the right direction. Think about it like this. Discipline is the engine, but knowledge is the map. You need both to reach your destination. So watch that video next. Take notes, apply what you learn, then come back and tell me how it changed your week. Now let's talk about something deeper. Why does discipline matter so much? Why am I so passionate about this? Because I've seen both sides. I've lived the undisciplined life, waking up whenever, doing whatever felt good, chasing instant gratification. And I've lived the disciplined life, systems, routines, consistency, delayed gratification. The difference isn't small, it's everything. Undisciplined life feels free, but it's actually prison. You're trapped by your impulses, your moods, your weaknesses. Disciplined life feels hard, but it's actually freedom. You're in control. You choose your path. You create your future. I'm not special. I don't have superhuman willpower. I just learned the system. And now I'm sharing it with you. Because here's what I believe. Every person has greatness inside them. Real potential, real power, real possibility. But most people never access it. Why? Not because they can't, because they won't. They won't do the boring work. They won't show up when it's hard. They won't sacrifice comfort for growth. You're different. I know because you watched this far. Most people quit after 2 minutes. But you're still here. That tells me something about you. You're ready. Ready to stop making excuses. Ready to stop waiting for perfect conditions. Ready to build the life you actually want. And it starts with discipline. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now, this moment, this choice. So here's my final ask. Share this video. Not for me, for someone you care about, someone who needs to hear this message, someone who's stuck, someone who's struggling. Maybe it's a friend who keeps quitting. Maybe it's a family member who has big dreams but no follow through. Maybe it's a coworker who complains but never changes. Send them this video. Don't say much. Just, this helped me. Thought you might like it. That simple act could change their life. And when they succeed, you'll know you played a part. That's the power of discipline. It doesn't just transform you. It transforms everyone around you. Your kids see it. Your partner feels it. Your friends notice it. You become a living example. Proof that ordinary people can do extraordinary things, one small choice at a time. Before I go, let me leave you with this thought. 10 years from now, you'll be somewhere. Either living your dream life or living with regret. The difference isn't luck. It's not circumstances. It's not opportunities. It's discipline. The daily choices you make when nobody's watching. Every morning, you choose. Hit snooze or wake up. Scroll social media or work on your goals. Eat junk or eat clean. Watch TV or learn something new. These choices seem small, meaningless even, but they're votes for the person you're becoming. 10 years is 360-50 days. That's 3,650 votes. Are you voting for the person you want to be? Or the person you're afraid you'll stay? The beautiful thing about discipline is this. It's never too late to start. Never too late to change. Never too late to become someone different. Your past doesn't define you. Your future isn't written. Today is a blank page. What will you write? I hope you write a story of transformation, of commitment, of discipline turning into destiny. And I hope I see you in the next video. Stronger, more focused, more disciplined. Because that's who you're becoming. One small action at a time. One daily choice after another. One moment of discipline building into a lifetime of victory. Now go. Take that first step. Do that first rep. Write that first word. Make that first choice. Your future self is watching, and they're counting on you. Don't let them down. Welcome to the disciplined life. Welcome to freedom. Welcome to victory. I'll see you in the next one.